Good afternoon, everyone. Thanks so much for joining us here on KXAN Live. I'm Will Dupree. We're going to go live now to a news conference that's being held by the Austin Independent School District. The superintendent, a principal, and several Board of Trustee members are going to be discussing several bills that are making their way to the Texas legislature, and they're going to be talking about what impact that could have on our school community. So let's take a listen now as this news conference gets underway.
Campus. Before the final decision could be made, the campus presented a plan to Commissioner on how it would ensure to increase outcomes for students on campus. This plan was developed in partnership with the campus, its students, the school board, and the community. Then Commissioner Michael Williams approved the plan, and in just the second year, the campus made state accountability. And the commissioner officially declared the campus was no longer under the threat of closure. This campus has met standard every year since then, most recently earning a B for performance on last year's accountability rating. Tomorrow, many of our students will take their end of the year STAR exams as part of the state testing system. Our students are not concerned that their scores could potentially close a school. Instead, they are getting ready for next year, be that either continuing in college or careers, or for many of our students, moving into a new state-of-the-art campus for the 21-22 school year. Our campus is investing in new partnerships and in students such as working with ACC, Houston-Tillotson, to expand opportunities for them. We can share these accomplishments because the community, the school board, and the campus work together to do what is best for students without the threats from the state. Now, I am happy to welcome our board president, Jeronimo Rodriguez.
Thank you, Principal Garcia, for those kind reminders about the power of relationships in our community. And thank you, Nick, for introducing and starting off this press conference. I want to recognize and thank some of our colleagues who are here today. First of all, I just want to recognize Dr. Elizalde, who's here with us. And then our board vice president, Yasmin Wagner, our board secretary, Arti Singh, the chair of our legislative committee, Trustee Lynn Boswell, and then our own trustee that represents this area, Trustee Ofelia Maldonado Zapata. Thank you for being here. First off, there are 20 days, 9 hours, and about 26 minutes left in this legislative session. This has been quite a year for all of us, and that has been reflected in this session. The state and all of us have dealt with COVID, the winter storm, its impact on the state power grid, increasing broadband access for our students, and we all soon need to address redistricting following last year's census. We are thankful the state has committed to their earlier promise to fully fund public education, including the changes made to the funding system last session through House Bill 3. We also appreciate the state making a portion of the federal ESSER funding available to districts and ask that the state move quickly to make the remaining portion of the funds available to all schools. Districts need these funds to ensure we're addressing student needs and unexpected costs due to COVID. With less than 3 weeks left in the session, the Austin ISD board believes it's more important now more than ever to make clear our priorities on a few key bills. Currently, the state is discussing multiple bills that would decrease local control and limit options for students. Local control, including locally elected trustees and locally governed public schools, are the foundation of the public education system in Texas. Communities know best how to determine the programs and services that prepare their students for future success and integration into the workforce based on local, state, national, and global industries and economies. At AISD, we prepare every single student with the knowledge and skills to thrive in college, career, and life. And I'd like to ask my colleagues to briefly share a few key points on 3 bills which are related to accountability, civics, and allowing virtual schools as an option for school districts. And Trustee, who's going first? Trustee Wagner.
Thank you, President Rodriguez. So I'm here to speak to you on House Bill 3270. 3270 started out with a narrow focus on one school district, but it kept expanding as it went through the legislative process. And if passed into law, it would have wide-ranging effects on all school districts in Texas. House Bill 3270 significantly shifts Texas public schools away from being under the system of local school districts operating under the direction and control of locally elected boards with state oversight to being a state-governed system of schools. The bill states that the commissioner's power is final and unappealable, meaning school districts would have no recourse to challenge the legality of the commissioner's decision to take over an elected school board. I'm proud to be here at Eastside Memorial. Eastside is a shining example of the community and opportunity for students. This is something everyone here wants for every community and every student in Texas. And it would not have become the success story it is if HB 3270 had been the law of the land. The bill would expand the commissioner's authority for special investigations and authorize him to keep the identity of a witness confidential and to designate an order or decision as final and unappealable. This would leave school districts with no recourse to get additional clarity or challenge assertions from a confidential witness. This bill also includes a provision to allow anonymous testimony, which could deprive school districts of meaningful due process. With that, I would like to invite Trustee Arthi Singh, the Board Secretary, to share a few points about HB 1468. Thank you.
Thank you, Trustee Wagner. HB 1468 would authorize a school district or open enrollment charter school to establish a local remote learning program and offer virtual courses through this program. The bill would require students enrolled in such courses to be counted towards the school's average daily attendance in the same manner as other students. The bill would authorize a school district to establish a local remote learning program and offer synchronous virtual courses outside the state virtual school network. Synchronous instruction would mean instruction provided in a manner in which the instructor and the student were engaged at the same time. A virtual course offered under a local remote learning program would have to be provided through synchronous instruction and could be provided in combination with in-person instruction as appropriate to meet the needs of individual students. A district or charter school could not require a teacher to provide both virtual and in-person instruction during the same class period. HB 1468 is the only remaining bill at this moment which would provide school districts an option to create a virtual school for families for the next school year. The bill would expand public school choice while providing local control to ensure the success of students enrolled in a local remote learning program. We support this as a temporary solution, an option, to give flexibility to districts and families as we come out of the pandemic. Now I would like to introduce my colleague, Trustee Lynn Boswell, District 5, to share a few key points about HB 3979.
Thank you, Trustee Singh. Schools have many tasks and duties and missions, and one is to prepare our students and equip them to live in our democracy. Doing that requires an understanding of our history and its relationship to the present. House Bill 3979 and its companion Senate Bill 2202, which people are referring to as the Civics Bill, would discourage a civics education that prepares students to critically analyze our history and current events and to become informed and engaged citizens. The bill has gotten a great deal of attention for its focus on race and gender, but it is far more broad than that and would limit discussion in classrooms potentially of almost any current issue or event. The bills would prohibit students from receiving class credit for participation in organizations that promote civic engagement and interest. It would limit the ability for districts to partner with industry and nonprofit providers for career and technical education, partners like Dell, who works with Austin ISD students for innovative courses like computer science. Austin ISD also has career and technical education that connects students with fire departments to become firefighters, and certified EMTs would prevent that. It could also prevent partnerships valued across Texas, like 4-H, could prevent medical programs, could prevent hospitality programs, any industry that lobbies in any way. It would also ban school districts from receiving private funding for opportunities like social studies, curriculum development, course materials, and teacher training. Summer programs that would help teachers learn about Texas history, American history, anything related to history or civics education. These bills, the three that we've talked about today, all have the common thread, as President Rodriguez mentioned, of shifting local control from our community to the state. Schools are essentially a central part of our community. They are a deeply valued community institution, and they are governed by local officials elected by our community and connected to our community. I encourage you to share this information with people you know. Encourage you to advocate if this speaks to you. Your voice matters. We know that in Austin. We know that across the state. These are not local issues. These are statewide issues. Texas educates 5.4 million students, a tenth of the students in the whole country. Every community in our state values local control, and every community in our state has a voice in these matters. So please reach out to your legislators if this speaks to you. Please thank our local delegation for their support of our public schools, and please share this with your friends and family across the state. I want to thank you all for being here and joining us today, and we're happy to stay and take questions.
Is that the takeover? Well, certainly anytime we utilize punitive measures against school districts in general does not create a culture of inclusiveness nor problem solving. We also know that when we speak with an equity lens, that means we should engage the very people who are affected most. In looking at anything that creates a state takeover, we eliminate that process. So we encourage our legislature to remember that Texas valued public education so much that it created local school districts. That's a key component of Texas public schools and Texas, and frankly, the state constitution. So we certainly want to do everything we can to always have outstanding schools, but we also know that any type we have any challenges to our student outcomes, we really need to engage more of our community rather than external entities, because truly change comes from within.
My question's in reference to HB 3979. What are your thoughts a little more specifically on the state government kind of coming into the local classrooms in regards to teaching about gender and race and equity? Do you want to kind of comment on that?
Go ahead.
Yeah, I think part of the power of community schools is that schools are connected to their community, that there's a baseline of what schools teach, there's a universal curriculum, and every community has a different perspective about what they value. We talked about 4-H in some communities. Austin has some ag programs, but every school in some communities has that. Different takes on history, different conversations depending on who's in the room. And I think our teachers are well trained to do that. Our students are eager to do that. And I think limiting the ability to do that in a classroom is not going to help education anywhere. I think that's the beauty of local control, is that within those parameters, local communities know how to have those conversations about the things their communities have that interest in and that hunger for. I'll speak to that one too. Yeah, I think due process is a fundamental pillar of our democracy, a fundamental pillar of our system. There is virtually nothing in our system that is final and unappealable. A death penalty decision, a decision about your landlord, a decision about your job. And to make something as fundamental as a local school board's operations and decisions final and unappealable based on anonymous testimony, based on the decision of one unelected official, I think is very counter to our values as a society.
I can give it a shot. Which one do you want to? Es importante notar que tenemos que quedarnos cuando podemos con la comunidad, poder revisar y asistir a los problemas que vamos a tener en las escuelas. En este caso, si pasa, entonces el Estado simplemente y en total puede hacer decisiones sobre quién está en la mesa directiva, quién es el superintendente, sin tener involucración de la comunidad. Y eso es contrario a lo que establecemos que son las escuelas públicas. My dad will be proud.
Thank you all very much.
Thank you.
Good afternoon, everybody, and thanks so much for sticking with us here on KXAN Live. We just brought you that news conference from the Austin Independent School District. Several of the Board of Trustee members, the superintendent, and principal were all speaking about several bills that are making their way through the Texas legislature. They were saying they oppose two of them and then supported another. The latter, something to do with supporting a virtual or remote learning option for students as we come out of the pandemic. The other two, one about state takeovers of districts that potentially, or schools that might be in danger academically, and additionally, one about civics education. They were saying that this one particular bill would prevent current events from being discussed in the school district. And if you're wondering which bills in particular, these are the ones that they said in a news release earlier that they were going to address today. So it's House Bill 3270 and the Senate companion, Senate Bill 1365, House Bill 3979 and its companion, Senate Bill 2202, and finally House Bill 1468. You may have recognized Alex Capriello's voice, our education reporter here at KXAN, asking a question about it. He's particularly focusing on that bill that they said would prevent them from teaching civics fully for a story later tonight, so you can tune into KXAN News for more information about that. We will have more details then, so I'll ask you to tune in. Thanks again, everybody, for joining us. I'm Will Dupree. We'll see you back here another time. Please, everyone, stay safe and healthy and take care out there. We'll see you back here